What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay? Right, like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right, but we can all look Bitcoin sort of as...
Forever, Laura. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. 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 Okay.
And we are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for being here, joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It is Forgers Friday, and we are forging forward today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. This is I'll be upfront with you. It is a straightforward, just update space. This is an update stream. It is currently July 24th, 2026. It's wild to think that we're halfway through the year already. And so much work done. So much work done and still so much more ahead of us. So thank you all for joining. I will try not to ramble. I will try not to ramble. I'll try not to be a schizotard. I will do my best to try to just get the information out and explain everything that's going on, what we're doing, and just what you can expect from us and the team. I won't lie to you up front. This has probably been one of our slowest weeks. Slowest week as far as the development of the game goes and as far as some of the marketing goes. And that's a good thing. Strategically, if you ask me, I think it's a good thing because whenever we actually do start pushing and getting stuff out there, people will remember the bullishness of both the game, the community, and just what is actually being built here. You know, it's wild to say that we've been approached a couple of times from multiple people about, I'll just come out front and tell you about acquiring forgers, about working with forgers, about doing business. And it's wild to think that this has even reached that capacity. But at the same time, it makes me appreciate everything that we've built and how much more we can be doing. And it really is an honor, man. You know, it really is an honor. We still have stuff that we have to improve on. There are still aspects of the game that are in deep development. And that's, if anything, a huge part of what we'll be talking about today, the deep, coming up with the deep delves, the dungeons. This is a new feature that is still getting ironed out. You know, the one thing I hate about Vibe deving is like we come up with these amazing features left and right, and they get built, they get integrated, but it just feels like it's feature after feature after feature. And this is where the marketing comes in. Like, we've got to start stress testing. We've got to start getting more players and more of everything built out, right? Like, for people, I'll just go ahead and tell you, like, up front, the Deep Delve is basically just like a resource-based dungeon. It's a quick dungeon. It's quicker than the other dungeons that you'll go into. Like, there's Dungeon Finder, and then there's the Deep Delves. The Dungeon Finder is like raids and instant dungeons and things like that. The Deep Delve is more like a personal resource gathering mission type thing. We've been working on some of the maps, working on some of the environments that people will go explore, and the drop rate, the items, and things like that. But they're two different things, somewhat of the same vein. And what we also have to do as well is start working on the tutorial, because again, like, there's just so much. I tried to start like a whole new game over the weekend and just casually play. And there was just so many notifications that it's not that it got overwhelming and annoying, but we've got to figure out a better way of just onboarding and getting people into the flow of the game. So a couple of things to talk to you guys about, but it's all basically housekeeping type things, and it's all just random dev work that'll be interspaced from the stuff that we're doing. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you. Let me go ahead and get that up. We've got the bulk of the work being described by both Claude and Gemini. And again, I would point you guys in the direction of our Discord if you've not gone there yet. That's where you can get these straightforward updates of what we're doing directly into your Discord feed. Like, if you go to the server, go to the website forgers.online, go to the server, the Discord icon, it will transport you to the game, and you will be able to get dev updates. You'll be able to get live feeds. You'll see the milestones. You can even play with some of your other fellow Forgers. So if you don't want to wait till Forgers Friday to get the update of what we're doing, just jump inside the Discord and see what we've done all week. What we try to do at the end of the week today is aggregate everything that we've done, turn it into an episode article, or at least a X article that you guys can go read. That way it's documentable. And it's weird, bro. Like, I'll say this, and then I'll start getting into like some of the updates. It's like, I started really thinking about, like, if we do this proper, because right now we have the Patreon. We haven't done like the massive Reddit push like we did when we first started, but like, we're so keyed up to do things long term. Like, I was thinking about getting a Substack, right? Setting up a Substack for this and pushing it out that way, because then there's two forms of the episode article, as well as a whole nother audience of people that don't even know about this type of stuff. Like, we've been primarily focusing on Reddit and Discord and the gamer audience. There are financial investors, there are political investors, there are social investors, there are tech heads over on Substack that have no idea about any of the things that are going on over here in crypto or in the gaming community. And so I'm just thinking, how to build laterally, how to build out marketing wise, long-term wise. And that was one of the things that popped up today, because you'll get your own audio podcast feed, your own audio and video podcast feed. We'll be able to do direct emails to people directly for people that miss the tweets and people that don't go into the Discord, right? I'm just trying to figure out like the most comprehensive way to give people everything that we're doing, because they just want to see updates on the feed. And I'm trying to think of like, what's a good unilateral system that we can build that just puts all this stuff out there on Discord, Telegram, Twitter, our website, the Substack, and various other platforms, right? Reddit as well. So these are all things that I'm thinking in the back end, but this is all just housekeeping type stuff. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. So let me just go ahead and tell you again some of the past stuff that we've done this week. Again, it wasn't a super heavy dev week. We just kind of did more, not necessarily cosmetic stuff, but back end hardening and things like this. We audited the vault. There were some issues with people receiving some of the funds while we were updating. So we credited them from our account. They have been made whole now. independent audit pass to verify 5 dual escrow monies. Full second brain audit pass corrected the drift. We have also begun to roll out the Deep Delve dungeon system. Again, this is something that Claude cooked up. It wasn't something that I had directed. This wasn't a directed evolution. This was a byproduct evolution because we already had the dungeon system. But the Deep Delve just allows people to go into these separate maps, battle certain enemies, collect resources, and there's no quest to it, right? There's no like lore to it, no canon to it. It's simply like an exercise of just resource gathering, right? So we'll be tightening that. The real dev maps entries, the authoring guide, the visual pass, the rally staging, escrow, or extraction channel, the depth gradient, the hull gauge HUD. We've made 3 more story intriguing side quests, some stuff that alludes to the deep delves, but it's not like canon. Again, we have begun architecting more chapters. I'll say that. Architecting more chapters. Chapter 2, Arc A. I'll say that. We've added a whole new gear set, a whole new material as well. 5 money safety bugs in PvP, social system sync. For some reason, the friend was blocked and the guild invite has been situated. We have hardened the keyboard, improved the mobile login overlay. Yeah, this was something that was genuinely frustrating me. It's like I wanted to just play. I just wanted to go to it on my phone and play. I was like driving around town doing something silly and I couldn't play properly. And so I raged, told Claude, get to work, and it fixed that. So now we've got some improvement with the mobile UI, UX. And for some reason, we're still having this issue too, where the sprite that you show, the sprite you pick, the class you pick, is still not properly displaying when you go into battles. We're still having issues with that for some reason, but don't worry about that. That's something I'll handle on my back end. The comprehensive admin command center, the dashboard, that's something that we've built in the back end, which I think is super cool. It has like a heat map. It has a tracking, it has escrow, it has moderation. It also has a speaker broadcasting system as well. So I can just broadcast messages to people directly. Hey, good morning. Or, hey, go over here. Or, hey, this is spawning, right? Those type of things that you would see in like MMOs. That's actually really, really cool for whenever we actually start getting more mods and admins in here. We'll be able to delegate access to the command center for them. And they can, get rid of unruly players. They can move people to where they need to move them. They can broadcast system messages. They can help coordinate tournaments and things like this. Very excited about that. It's a super simple thing, but I think it'll go a long way. The dual spectator discovery and client notifications. This is basically like whenever a PvP is going on for the tournament, is still ongoing until the end of the month, like next week. It was not sending push notifications to players that were live and asking them, did you want to spectate on the duel? Do you want to gamble on this duel? Do you want to wager the duel? It wasn't doing that. So we tried to iron that out. People should be receiving them. I hope that it's not just a one-off thing that I experienced. So we'll be touching up on that as well. Vault notes reconciled because we have a roadmap. And I made sure that the alignment was on purpose because not this week, but not this week or last week, but the week before last, about 2 weeks ago, when we were getting started doing all the dev work, I said, okay, let's come up with a roadmap that specifically targets the Reddit and Discord community. And from there, it just architected this crazy comprehensive plan that we have just been slowly working through these past 2, now going on 3 weeks. It doesn't help either too whenever you've got Anthropic just doing all kinds of crazy stuff with their tokens. One day we'll have like 5 or 6 hours worth of credit usage and token usage even if we don't use Fable, and then the next day, because they do something with Fable, we only have like an hour worth of code. And so then we have to switch over there to Gemini and bounce back and forth. It's atrocious, but we love it. That's why our in-game bot is called Gemini, because they are both sharing the work. And we have Grok as well working, right? But it doesn't carry the game as much as Gemini and Claude both do. We did a plugin hygiene pass to make sure everything works. Multiple runbook docs added. This ties into the Obsidian Vault, the second brain, what we've been building. Very, very comprehensive. I look at that and I get geeked up. I get swollen. Very, very swollen. And so that's what it says over this past week on Claude. And again, like I said, it wasn't a super busy dev week. We didn't roll out mounts and, fast travel and all this other crazy stuff. We just had like a pretty light work week. I will not lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. This was our lightest work week so far. Let me get through what Gemini says we've accomplished, and then we will talk about what you guys can look forward to next, and then we'll close out the space. It's going to be a super short space. Trying not to be all scatterbrained and schizo. We had a very long day yesterday, and an even longer night as well. We weren't partaking in festivities and revelries. I was basically up late working. And I didn't get to bed until about 2. But I had to crash because I know I had to be up in about like 5 or 6 hours to come do the show. So a little sleep deprived, but we're still here. We're still here working. Total HUD overhaul. We've redesigned the player HUD with modern glass morphism aesthetics. It now surfaces a VIP crown, double rewards indicator, gems, balance, and a new quick action dock. It's saying that, but I don't think that that's been pushed. It may have not fully committed or communicated with Claude to push that out. If so, we will get that out immediately. This is what Gemini is saying. We've added a unified launcher that surfaces every live game. We're talking about the command center. That's what you guys can see right here, down on the bottom. This has all of the things that you'll need in the game, and it's still being built out. The class change system, crafting system, quest system, the mailbox, the banks, your party, the treasury, right? Buying things with forgers, buying things with fiat, buying things with gold. It's all there. It's all there. Navigation assist. I have not tried that directly, but it says it's installed. I will give that some time this next couple days to iron it out. Ideally, I would like something where it's like Skyrim, or any other like 3D MMORPG, where there's just like a sparkling trail that you have to follow to certain guided locations. This is like an aesthetic and a graphic that we'll figure out, but this is another way for us to easily onboard our audience members, right? Because people come in, they start the game, they load into the training map, they see Newstrom, they may talk to him, and then they start from there. We need to improve our onboarding. It would be nice if I could set aside some time to come up with a cutscene movie, like an intro opening cutscene, to give people like a backstory and make them bullish. I think we've been in the game long enough now for that to actually happen, and I think that would be pretty cool, because there are some people that simply play for the story, right? There are people that don't play for all these gadgets and gizmos and things like that we've thrown up over here on the screen. Believe it or not, there are actually people that love to play games for the story, and that's where my head is at 9 times out of 10. That's where I would like to be, is working on the story. Jumping back into what we've done, UX, UI, and the player quality of life. We have implemented the treasury, which you see right here. I don't know why they did that. We've introduced the treasury hub, the NPC menu portal as a one-stop economy hub, along with a VIP client hub and a modal for comparisons and purchasing. So basically, you don't have to go talk to the teller anymore, is what Gemini is saying. You no longer have to go talk to the teller to deposit forgers, use the bank, access the general shop, get starter pack bundles. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, maybe we should set up a system. I didn't even see this down here. You guys see this? Link Discord account. That would be cool. This is a cool marketing thing right here. I'm going to take a screenshot of that, and we're going to go make a post about that later. That's super cool, because right now people can go to the bank and you can link your wallet to get some of the rewards that you've earned for killing Forges-enabled monsters. It would be cool, too, if we could set up some type of system to where if people link their Discord, we'll give them Forgers. We'll give them 50 or 100 Forgers for linking their Discord account. Ooh, man, that's exciting. That's very, very exciting. I like that. Let's get through a little bit more. We have shipped instant PvE dungeons with difficulty scaling, server-side lockouts, token resets, and connected dungeon maps. And we've added a dungeon finder queue and the Xenon EPC or NPC. Let me go ahead and show that to you, beautiful people. There's Xenon right there. Ah, goblins. There's Xenon right there. And there is the dungeon finder. Some of them pay out gold, some of them pay out Forgers. You can queue up. Do it. We really need to iron out the solo aspect of it. That's a big part of what I want to have done next. Ironing out the solo aspect. But the dungeon finder, we've made like 3 or 4 different maps with scaling difficulty, their own rewards, their own items, their own enemies. You'll go to Xenon, you'll talk to him, you'll click on Dungeon Finder, it'll pop up the Crystal Caverns, the Shadow Fortress, or the Trials of the Ancients, ranging from level 10 all the way up to level 99. Because yes, we do have somebody that tried to exploit the game and hack their way to level 99. You've got that. And what we need to do too is verify when doing the party size that it recognizes if a player is in an actual party. I'll touch on that as well. That's some of the cosmetics. You see, that's what I'm saying. The problem is that we build these amazing systems, and on the surface they look great. The UI looks great, looks beautiful. And then we have to do the bug testing and the actual wiring. And there's a little bit of a hiccup. There's like a 4-hour hiccup where we have to just like lock in and actually wire in some of these amazing features. But they're built, they're shipped, they're ready, they're waiting, they need to be integrated. That's where we come in. PvP duel improvements. We've end-to-end integration for Forgers duel wagers, an 80-10-10 split, alongside heavy polish to the duel battle scene. Let me see if I can whip that up for you guys real quick while we're on stream. I'll just pull up I'll log in real quick, pull up an alt account, and we will jump in here with you, beautiful people, and show you guys some of the PvP. Yeah, let's wager the alt for honor. And then there we go. Yeah, see, it shows the opponent's character properly, but it does not show the player. Frustrating and maddening. Anyway, here is again just a example of the PvP system. We really shouldn't just be like speed running this. We should be taking the time to go over this. This is, if anything, a good place to just stop and have up here. We've made a PvP system inside of Forgers Online. Whenever this is done, if we were to wager this with Forgers, there would be that 80-10-10 split. 80% would go towards the winner, 10% would be burned immediately forever, and then 10% would also go towards the treasury, which would be used and allocated for funds and rewards and things like that. So we really shouldn't speed run going past the PvP system, because it is not necessarily integral or important when it comes to the overall economy, but it is another one of these burn sinks that adds value to the overall game, right? So we've already had a couple people doing PvPs. You can check that out in the Discord as well. It'll just pop up real quick in the live feed channel. People will see that Fortress has been burned and that a battle has occurred. This is, again, another thing I'm trying to integrate into both the game and the server, the Discord server, so people can see that there is actual activity going on outside of just your dev talking to himself. Added crafting wager UI and a server authoritative logic for token burns. We have also shipped the NFT marketplace client. The NFT marketplace client, integrating gems with a 50-50 split and a deflationary token burn on purchase. It says that, for people that don't know, for people that haven't caught on, gems are the Web 2 equivalent. It's like you're going to have in-game gold. Gems are also like the Web 2 equivalent of having super users or just like in-game currency. Fiat purchased in-game currency that you can use to get extra items, EXP potions, accessories, weapons, things like that. Fully shipped the season pass, wired up XP hooks for daily logins, dual wins, and shop spending to unlock free and premium tiers, the season pass system. And this is another thing that initially I was against because it just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm not that type of gamer. But when architecting things for the bridge to Redicordia, this was one of the things that said, do it. Come up with a season's pass. And if anything, it's something else that we should talk about. Because look, people don't even know that they get free gold, free potions, free foragers, and accessories, right? These are hooks. These are little hooks and little things that we've created to just keep people to come back. You get free money, you get better items to improve your gameplay and your quality of life, right? But people don't know about it because we've got to do a better job of onboarding and notifying people and having a better tutorial system. So we build all these systems, but we've got to get better at notifying people of their usage, of their availability and access so they can be used. We integrated Web 2 fiat card checkout via live Stripe checkout sessions and webhooks. We split the website and the game serving by domain to support a public Stripe checkout. I need to do that on my end. We've got the wiring hooked up, but we need to make sure that it's actually able to receive payments. 20% of every single payment that comes through Stripe will be used to both buy and burn forgers. The remaining 80% will be in the treasury, which will be used for other purposes as well, other development and marketing purposes. Bundles and drops, we ship the starter packs, a prestige ladder, and infrastructure for limited time scarcity drops. And we've also built a burn dashboard, which would be pretty cool to pull up after this. This is me just pulling up the seasons pass so you guys can see what all is available to you. Let's get through a little bit more. Architecture, documentation, and security. That's all mumbo jumbo that you all don't really need to know. We've migrated to an Obsidian second brain. Yep, we've been talking about that. We've added agents.md and established clear sources of truth for future development. It's like I'll get up off the space with you guys, and then I will deploy Geminod Grok and say harden everything. Because right now we're at version 1.3.0. I'll push this update, and that'll push us at like version 1.3.1. And that'll update on the Obsidian second brain, the vault, and all this information. It's cool, man. Like, that's the type of stuff I like to see. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, out here, let me see. Let me check this out. Like, this was a big driver behind me doing this right here. Let me see. Let me pull this up. We're gonna switch browsers so you guys can see It didn't talk about this in the notes, but I'm actually very excited about it. Let's get this up here. Play.forgers.online, and we want to share this screen. Give me one additional second. Stop that screen and share this one. Yeah, this is the screen. This is the one. Now, I know it looks simple and generic, but to me, it's everything. This is the login screen, the new login screen that we've created for Forges Online. It's got developer updates. It talks about all the stuff that we've done. You'll also see, too, all of the different login methods. You can sign in with Google. You can sign in with Discord. You can connect your Solana wallet, or you can just play as a guest, play as somebody totally free and random. What we need to do next, too, is add a Reddit authorization for the people on Reddit that are just watching, listening, and want to get in, that don't want to use their Google and don't want to do their Discord. This is a big deal to me. This is a big deal to me. One, having all of those different authorization methods, and two, being able to show you the developer updates. Because when people come in and they're like, hey, what's going on? Tell me about the game. What can I do? What can I look forward to? This is the type of stuff that we'll be able to break that down and explain it to them. And I'm modeling this from things like Ragnarok Online, things like MapleStory, things like World of Warcraft, things like Neverwinter Nights, things like Adventure Quest, any classic MMORPG where you have to download the patcher. You download the patcher, you turn the patcher on, it loads the game, it has a loading screen, it shows you all the updates, has beautiful music as you're reading the updates, right? Then you log in, you select your character, and then you get into the game. That's what this is modeled after. And so I know it's simple, I know it's generic, I know it's not something super fancy, but it will become more and more aesthetically pleasing and beautiful as we proceed forward, right? As we improve our development transparency, as we improve our deployment techniques, as we improve everything, this will look better. So I know it looks generic, right? And simple, but to me, I am so excited having something like that, because it just shows you the different type of audiences that we can tap into, whether they are from Google, Discord, crypto, or just somebody coming through, they can get in. So very excited about that. What's in the pipeline next? Unblocking Stripe so that people can actually check out, surface existing on-ramps, things like USD and Sol in the client under the add funds call to action, expanding the P2E surface. I think this is only reading one of the roadmaps. I don't think this is reading the full everything. I think this is only pulling information from one of the roadmaps, because we have so much more that we're doing besides just like the P2E. Community pool and referrals, staking mechanisms, spectator side bets, player-to-player escrow, junction gold sinks. Yeah, this is seeming like it's monetization and marketplace. This doesn't seem like this is the bridge to Redicordia roadmap that I'm looking for. Let's just move over here very briefly to Gemini or to Claude and see what else before continuing to read over here on Gemini. Completed so far the Deep Delve dungeon system. We are working on the story and content. 3 lore chapters wired into the unlock system. 6 new story intrigue side quests. Chapter 2 Act A. Yep. Admin Analytics Hub. Yep. Friend block enforcement. Yep. Full vault audit. Yep. Prestige. We've entered the diamond and mythic tiers. I don't think we have to worry about that at the current moment. The mobile menu and the shop audit, that's been fixed. Tokenizable sets expanded from 1 to 5. Yeah, that ties into us rolling out new armor gear sets with the content and the story. Yep, we've talked about that. Let's see. That's already live in production. Yeah, it just, for some god awful reason, it's just going back to the monetization roadmap and the marketplace roadmap. It's not going to the bridge to Reddit Cordia roadmap that has a much more comprehensive breakdown of the things that you guys can look forward to. We need to get rid of the community pool idea. I think that was something that whenever we had the motion and the holders, it seemed like a great idea. But I think we need to swap that, delete that, and really iron in on the reward and treasury wallet. That's something I'll take care of on the back end. Don't worry about that. Referral bounties funded from the pool, client UI for cosmetic burns, tournament forgers, token incinerator. That's something we have to do as well. We built the infrastructure, right? But we need to integrate it so that people can actually earn forgers and go to the forge. Again, like these systems are built, but we have to have a client-side interface for people to go to. That's why, that's why Claude just ended up building a whole separate interface for the treasury, because it realized that people were going to the bank teller too much. And so it just decided to build up something else instead. Give me one quick second. I'm just looking at some of the known blockers and outstanding items. We fixed the railway MCP. We need to fix the Stripe fiat. And that's about it at the moment. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, there's a lot more, but I think that's about it for now. Like I said, not a super heavy dev week. We spent a lot of time on the deep delve dungeon system that isn't even really fully complete at the moment, but it's just something to give more people things to do. So let's go ahead and close this over here for people. We'll pull up Evergreen so people can see. I'll go ahead and claim this right now. Claim all of those things. I'll get a cat, some cat ears, 8 forgers, 5 forgers. Let's go. Let's go. And then go over here, and there's the forge heart. Nice. Nice. I wonder if I have to go to the oh man, that's so cool. That is so cool. I need to grind this character more. I need to grind these characters more. I need to grind more, harder, better. I'm sorry, I'm just like looking at the crafting station. We've got like the wager down here as well. Super cool, bro. Yeah, I need to go get some materials for this character and start killing some actual creatures. That's super awesome. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, no, there's a lot of work that we've put into the game so far. Not the most professional or polished work week, but we will in these next couple of days really lock in on a couple things. We had a very busy personal IRL week, and that kind of kept us away from the Computron, but that's not an excuse. This is me simply saying that we've got more work. We are trying to inch forward. Even if we're super busy with life, we're still sending messages to Jivanaud and trying to get work done. And even if we're not putting out a whole bunch of tweets, jump inside of the Discord, right? Jump inside of the Discord, jump inside of the X group chat, and just ask, hey, what's up? What are we doing? Hey, what's up? What are we doing? It's weird, bro. I'll say this, and I think this is a good thing to start closing out the space with. It's like I was early this week, I was literally looking at getting an LLC. I think the homie was actually right. I think 2147M was absolutely correct. And I'm just retarded and slow-brained. I think that we do have to set up an LLC. I do think that that'll help us with a number of things. The getting the gold check, the marketing, the officialness, the professionality of it all. And that's not something I'm familiar with. To be 1000% honest with you as the audience, I'm not familiar with running a business like that. I'm familiar with setting up systems and startup and stuff like that. But having our own LLC, and I don't know, is it like a nonprofit? Is it like, what is this? Or is this just like a sole proprietorship? Is this just an LLC? Like, what are we doing over here? And so that's something I've been looking into. And I got genuinely very excited about the idea of owning a business that is a gaming studio. And that leads into some of what we'll be talking about most likely in the next space that I do with you guys, the establishment of Trimsworks LLC, and our first product being Forgers, and us beginning to network. Like, we have a very big gaming community out here where I'm located. Part of me just thought about going to these different gaming guilds and saying, hey, brother, I built this game. I'm looking for users. Here's a pamphlet, or here's like a card or something, QR code. Here's how simple it is. Play, join this, join that. I kid you not. There's like a lot of tabletop places and a lot of game stops and a lot of game spots and trading facilities, right? People do a lot of trading card game stuff here. I thought about just going to them and saying, hey, I'm building a game. I need players. Can I just set up this like little either kiosk or booth thing or little pamphlet? I want to show my game here, bro. You guys are gamers. Let me show my stuff to gamers. So that's something I'm looking forward to too. Some good old fashioned boots on the ground type marketing. And I know that's unnecessary, but this is me saying I'm actually very proud to go talk to people about everything that we're doing, because we're just getting started. We have so much more ahead of us. And what's wild too, I'll say this in closing, what's wild too is about 6 months ago, whenever we started the initial push, the initial launch on Reddit, we actually got a lot of people right off the bat immediately who were just jumping in there. We didn't have a lot of return player hooks that we have now. But right off the bat, when we started doing the marketing on Reddit, people immediately started doing the quests, doing the story, trying to figure out games, leveling, and all this stuff. And they just immediately started pointing out some of the bugs that needed fixing. And so I predict that when we go back over there to Reddit and Discord, we've got to have a lot of this stuff watertight, because they're hungry for new experiences as well, and we want to feed them. So that's all that they have for you guys. Like I said, not a very information-packed space, not a super heavy dev week, but we still got the work done. We still put in some of the work. If you guys want to get updates to what we're doing directly and you don't feel like waiting a full week, like I said, jump inside the Discord. You can get access to the feeds, the Gemini feeds. Jump inside of our X group chat. We update people there as well. And follow us over there on Telegram as well. We will be uploading this space to our YouTube channels, so you guys can go watch this in perpetuity, and you can get caught up and see what we were talking about last week and the week before last. You can see that we are working. But like I said, that's all I really have for you guys and gals. Not a super heavy dev week. We will be rectifying that, and we will be updating everything along the way. Check us out in Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Telegram. Follow us on YouTube. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and the share button, and get the word out, because it's Forgers Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It is Forgers Friday, and we are forging forward today. Thank you, guys. The contract address to the project will be located in the description bar below. You guys can start playing right now at play.forgers.online. Even if we are not... Oh, sorry, let me say this. Get this up. Even if we're not tweeting, we are working. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the logs. And that's why we need you guys to help us get it out there. But like I said, that's all I really have. I will see you guys again, same time next week, next Friday, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about forgers, talking about developments, talking about marketing, talking about you, our amazing players making all of this happen. And so I cannot thank you enough. We appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you inside the game. Go to play.forgers.online, and I will check you guys in the chat. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys real soon.